YouTuber. Today we're gonna make a special food, and that's paratha, and not any paratha, but a paratha just like your favorite restaurant on the street. But before we start doing that, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and ring the bell to get a notification whenever a new video is uploaded. So let's start. The ingredient is very simple: plain flour, water, butter, and salt. So for plain flour is 500 gram, water is 250 gram. Now the butter is optional, but I think it gives it a flavor, and it's 50 gram. And then we have the salt, which is again, it's depend to the taste of the one. But in this recipe I use 10 gram of salt. So we start by adding all the ingredient into the mixing pan. Of course, always you can use your hand to mix the dough, but today I'm going to use the mixer. So I add first the 500 gram of the flour, then the 10 gram of salt, 50 gram of butter, and then the water. And now I'm going to transfer it to the mixing machine so that it will mix it for a few minutes. Once the dough is ready, we can go for the next step. But before doing so, we have to oil the surface, and that's the working area. Once the surface is oiled, we'll bring out the dough, put it on the surface, and fold it a few times and work it by hand to create a ball shape. And once that's ready, now we are going to divide it. Now the size of the portions are optional, but I find that 140 gram for each portion, it makes a very good paratha size, because every actually portion of 140 going to make 2 paratha, and I find that that it's very suitable. Once we divided the portion, now we have to shape every portion to a ball shape. And after doing so, we have to oil it and then put it on a container, cover it up, and have it rest for about 1 hour. Okay, now 1 hour is passed and we can continue process of preparing the paratha dough for the next step. Now to do so, we have to first oil the surface of the work area again, and then I'll take out the one dough, I place it on the work area, I flat it with my hand a little bit, and then with the aid of the bread roller, I'm going to spread it to create a very thin layer of the dough on the work area. It's very important that we get the thinnest possible dough surface, and that's what makes the paratha flaky. So once that is done, I'm going to oil the surface of the dough again and then sprinkle some flour on top of it and then cut it in 2 pieces. Now I leave both sides of one portion of the dough on the air and then gently stick one side on the work area and turn the other side around this point to create a snake-shaped dough. On the end, I will stick the other end to the center of the dough, and once that is done, I'll put it aside on the container and cover it up. I would like to mention that there are so many ways of making paratha, and this is not the only way. But I had a very good result on this method. And also I tried to copy the same method which is used on the street food. So that's my recommendation, but you may try other ways of making the paratha too. We'll do the same process for all the doughs and keep them all ready for the next step. We are now almost ready to make our paratha. We have to put a pan on cooking range, put enough oil inside, and fire it up and increase the fire till it's getting really hot. Once I'm happy with the thickness of the dough, I lift the top and place it in the pan. At this stage we should be careful because the oil is really hot and each side of the paratha is going to get done very fast. So we should be careful to not burn the paratha. Just flip it over and make sure that it is cooked properly. Once both sides of the paratha is cooked well, remove it and place it on a plate to cool down. Now I'll oil the surface of the work area again. Take out one dough at a time, flat it with my hand a little bit, and then with the aid of the bread roller, I will shape it to a round, thin shape. before paratha is fully cooled down, you can stack every 5 parathas on top of each other and punch it with both of your hand several times to get the paratha more flaky. And now you can enjoy a delicious paratha.